So,
Yeah, you're cute.
so hi. Today is Saturday, and we have with us Christine, um, and she's gonna pretty much tell us what she does. So, Christine, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Aline.
You
It's
look
really nice
great.
to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, you look great. So, Christine, I would like to find out. Things have changed since we last met.
I know.
So
It's
you
been a
do a lot of
while.
things. So you're in town for Open Studio, right?
Actually, I was working on the studio, getting it ready for Open Studios, which is
Next week?
at Hunters Point on the 18th and the 19th of October.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's in the
wonderful.
middle of the month this
Are
time.
you going to expose your photos?
No, I'm not showing actually.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm getting it ready for my roommates.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice of you.
Yeah.
So, Christine, tell us then what's your new specialty?
So it's not that new, but it's one of the things that I'm doing. It's called Bowen work,
Mm-hmm.
and or Bowen Therapy, and that's spelled Bowen,
Okay.
and named after Thomas Bowen.
Okay, I never heard of it, to be
Who-
honest with you.
Yeah, a lot of people really haven't heard about it.
Oh,
It's not like a common like chiropractic work, or even I think even acupuncture. More people have heard about acupuncture than
but not Bowen.
Bowen work, even though Bowen work is it's actually worldwide.
Mm. It has nothing to do with bones, is there?
No, not bones.
With
It has to do with Thomas Bowen,
Okay, the man who
the man,
invented it.
the man who
Who came.
developed it.
Okay, so what did he
Yeah.
develop?
Well, he developed a series of moves or inputs that a person they consider them non-invasive moves.
Okay.
Uh, onto the body,
Yeah.
various parts of the body, in specific sequences
Okay.
and specific moves, specific places on the body, and
And that heals people.
well, it's for the purpose of helping the body to heal itself.
Oh, itself. Okay.
Yeah.
It takes how much or how long to heal itself?
Well, some things are immediate,
Really?
and some things. The Bowen work is actually will keep working for 4 days after it's been done,
Oh, okay.
and even up as to until 10 days.
And how did you find out about this miraculous man?
Oh,
He was your
So-
boyfriend? No.
no. Actually, I think, well, he was around much long ago. He's not here anymore. Other people take his work around the world.
Okay.
But
He's American?
no, he was Australian.
Australian. Okay.
Yeah, and his wife was ill. And so he
Moved her body?
created this for her.
Oh.
And then he brought it to a lot of people.
Okay. Did he has a background of healing before? Or he
I
just
don't think that he did, but I don't have
all the history,
all the history.
all the biography.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people did bring it to the United States, and how I came to learn about it was I became injured. I was injured.
Oh.
And I was laying down
Back.
on my back for about 3 weeks.
Oh.
I really couldn't do anything, and I went to different places to try to get help.
Mm-hmm. Like I did.
Yeah.
and
And well,
and then it came back. The pain came back.
no. I was down for the count. I literally didn't do anything for 3 weeks. I lost a lot of weight
Oh.
because when you're not moving,
You're not
doing anything. And I was in a lot of pain, excruciating pain.
Was it mostly in your back?
No, actually, what had happened was I had, I guess I had bounced. I had the shoulder has certain ligaments, and they were gone out of the track.
Ah.
And I actually had a body worker
Okay.
who I called
And
for
he's-
help.
yeah.
And he said, just come on over and drive on over here.
Okay.
And I said, well, I can't sit and I can't stand and I can't drive and I can't really do any of those things.
Oh
So
no.
could you come and help me out?
Okay.
And, well, he wasn't going to come.
Did you say that was 3 years ago?
No, this was probably 15. This is many years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
maybe 10 years ago. I don't know how many years ago, actually.
So what did he do?
So I was lying on the floor, and the telephone rang. And a girlfriend of mine called me, and she said, "Hi, how you doing?" And I said, "Well, actually, I'm not doing that great. I'm laying on the floor, and I can't get any help. I'm in a lot of pain." I did have some pain meds, because stress from pain it can be pretty bad,
Okay.
and it really have to have that. But
So your roommate brought it to you, or?
so I can't remember how I got a hold of those meds. I think I actually tried going to the chiropractor, but they couldn't actually take a picture because I couldn't breathe either very well. It was hard for me to do anything. And the brachial plexus, those people who understand where that is, was affected. It affected my breathing as well. So she said she knew somebody who could take me out of pain. And I said, "Great. Can I have his telephone number?" And she gave me his telephone number. It was Kevin Minnie, who was an instructor at the time and a practitioner in Alameda. And at the time, he was in Walnut Creek. So
you went to see him?
Actually, a friend of mine drove me to see him in the city. He's here in the city once a week. And he also works in Santa Clara. So I went to see him,
and he did the miracle touch?
He put my arm back in.
Oh, okay.
He tracked everything back in.
And he used the Owen Method?
And then he used the Bowen Method. And I believe I was back about almost 100% within a month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you said, oh.
So I was like, oh.
Impressed.
This is amazing. I'd like to learn it.
And you did?
Yeah. Because I find that massage is really great.
Yeah.
And I did get a massage license, and I did do massage long time ago, but I find that massage was a lot of work for me, and that I'm very naturally tight in the shoulders, and that it would just make me very tight. And after being a massage practitioner, you kind of really have to do a lot of self-care. Mm-hmm. So I find that doing the Bowen is one
much
way to
better.
help people, and it's easier on my own body, on the practitioners.
Okay, so the Bowen Method takes, you said 45 minutes or more?
Sessions usually last about 45 minutes, but sometimes they're longer.
Okay.
It really just depends on, what's going on with the person who's injured or who isn't feeling well. But there are other uses besides just pain and injury, like there
Things
are
out of place, maybe?
Well, bedwetting can be addressed.
Oh. That's like for older people?
For children.
Oh, children. Okay.
Anybody, I would imagine. Okay. Also, people who want to get pregnant and are having difficulty conceiving.
Oh, there's a method for that?
There's a method, a Bowen method for that.
Really?
There's a headache procedure. There is one of the more unusual things that can be addressed would be bunions.
But on the legs, you mean on the
feet?
On the feet, okay.
Yeah. So I know that I think people can surgically do something for bunions.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go to surgery. You can actually get Bowen and change the foot. Yes, that way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's a lot of uses for Bowen.
Oh, so if I meet people who have any of these, I'll send them your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you enjoy doing it?
Oh, I love doing it. I love helping people feel better. And I love helping people to get out of pain. I mean, and I love it when
it's satisfying because you've accomplished a healing.
Yeah, it's satisfying. And then they are so happy because maybe they only had to see me one time.
Really?
And
not like massage therapy or chiropractor where you have to see several times.
Yeah, sometimes I think with a chiropractor you can see a chiropractor one time and get results.
Okay.
But it's different. And I think it's a little bit different because oftentimes chiropractors don't have the amount of time that they really need to affect the muscle tension.
Oh.
So, and that's exactly what Bowen does. It affects the muscle tension.
Wow.
So It's a little bit like you put an input in, and then that particular set of muscles or muscle or nerve bundle or tendon will relax.
Okay. Is it true that if you take for 2 days, 4 hours apart, ibuprofen every 4 hours for 2 days, then it will relax the muscle? Is that true?
The idea behind taking pain
Aspirin.
relievers is
Yeah.
to
Relax
reduce the inflammation.
Okay. But it will open up a little bit the muscle. I mean, the
It will
relax
heal the muscle and help it relax
a little bit.
but because the inflammation is being addressed.
Okay.
So the reason why those medicines are used also is just to eventually, you have to take it every 4 hours because that's how long it lasts.
Okay.
So
So if you take it for every 4 hours for 2 days, it's not a cure. It's just a temporary.
medicines, you mean?
Yeah, if you take it for 4 hours, every 4 hours, will that?
Well, I suppose it depends on what you're using
bad?
it for.
How about? Okay.
Yeah. So, in my case, knocking out the tendons completely out of the track might, you need that in order to use your arm. So,
okay. And then you need the Bowen method to make it.
So the fact that my arm and shoulder were affected by that, eventually the muscles become so spasmed that the vertebrae in the neck were being pulled out of place.
Oh.
So there were several bones then now in the neck and back that were affected, besides the fact that the shoulder was affected. So the other thing that's interesting about Bowen is that the inputs were put into my body and made the vertebrae in the back, in the neck, they moved by themselves. And at the end of 7 days, they moved, which I found very interesting. So when I first got injured, I went to have my Bowen session. I was able to actually ride the bus home.
Wow.
And I felt a lot better. The quality of the pain was completely changed. The pain was still there, but the quality was completely changed, and it enabled me to ride on the bus or stand on the bus.
Okay.
And then go home. The other thing was that it keeps on working.
Mm-hmm.
And by 1 week, then the bones would move back to where they belong by themselves.
Okay.
There wasn't any need for an adjustment.
Okay.
The body was handling the whole
So it's
thing.
even better than chiropractic?
Yeah, well,
in some
it's
ways.
definitely
In some
different.
ways. In some ways.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's times when I would like to have an adjustment, and maybe it's the only way to get things back to where they belong.
So the person who healed you trained you?
Yes, I got training from that person, and I also took classes from other people in California.
Oh, great. They knew how to do it. Oh,
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as the Bowen Institute?
No, well, let's
That's
see.
not really that.
There is a main. I'm sorry,
You're not sure.
I'm not prepared.
No,
to
I mean
make the answer, but there are
several.
organizations, and there is a magazine,
Oh, good.
and there are. And not only that, there are conventions.
Really?
And people can.
That many?
Yeah, people can actually travel the world and go to different countries and take classes.
Nice.
Yeah, so I haven't done that, but
it's open
maybe
to
one
you.
day. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I might add that is Bowen for horses.
Really? For animals?
Equine. Yeah.
You can
Bowen.
heal also animals?
I've never worked on animals.
Oh, okay,
with
okay.
Bowen.
Because they also have sometimes bones out of place and stuff.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, or stressed muscles. I can imagine, horses that are, I'm sure any horse, but horses do work, and they do perform, and they do different kinds of work. So I'm guessing that it's a really good way to help horses heal.
Oh.
And if they're stressed out in some way, or they have, injuries.
You
So
can work. You never worked on them.
I've
though.
never worked on them, but I'm sure there's plenty of people who
do.
do equine.
Oh, you
Bowen.
like animals, or it's just like?
Oh, I love animals. In fact, one day maybe I will work on horses.
Oh, okay.
I just yeah.
Yeah, they kind of.
There's also you can do
babies.
babies, and
Yeah.
you can work on neonates, tiny babies. Yeah.
Oh, to help them grow faster.
Not to help them grow faster, but babies sometimes have difficulty in childbirth, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe they had issues happening
Yes.
when coming into the world.
Yes.
So they might have things that aren't quite right, and it's a very gentle way to adjust babies.
Oh,
Very gentle.
that's wonderful. So you might get a chance to do that too one day.
Yeah, I think I was. I think the thing that I've only done on babies one time was to calm a child down when he was crying because he didn't want to go to sleep.
Okay.
You know.
So there's a way.
You know how
to,
kids are. They don't want to go to sleep. There's so much happening, and they want to be where all the action is. They don't want to go to bed. So, yeah.
So you work a little bit with the energy of the child.
Yeah, you can do little moves and gentle moves on their back and neck and calm them down and
Nice.
that kind of thing. But yeah,
So there's different things, and it's like you do like maybe one weekend, and you learn those different.
that's exactly what we did.
One
Each
weekend.
mod, there's the Bowen is taught in modules, and the modules take an entire weekend.
Okay.
So for Saturday and Sunday, you get a lot of Bowen, and
You mean 4 times? Oh, no. For Saturday, Sunday for one technique,
for one module.
for one module.
And a module may cover many different types of
Pain.
different things like shoulder pain or pelvic adjustments
Okay,
or
and
the
you learn
ankle.
that. You learn that.
Or,
Yeah.
yeah, so there's lots of modules. And
It's hands-on.
yes, it's hands-on, and you have
An
human
instructor.
models, instructors, and you do a lot of practice, and you get a lot of hands-on. It's almost all hands-on, but
Okay.
there are written tests as well.
You read a little bit and then you do it.
And then you have manuals to refer to
If you forget.
when you're practicing, so that it enables a person to learn it more thoroughly and eventually know it by heart.
Oh, okay.
There's emergency Bowen as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first aid Bowen. What to do when people are in maybe an accident or have some.
There's a way to stop the bleeding, for
very-
example.
That's a really good question.
I mean,
I've never tried to stop bleeding with
no,
Bowen.
no.
But
I heard that there's a way to stop the bleeding of someone with some kind of energy magic, but I wouldn't go even.
yeah, maybe it's Chinese energetic medicine or quantum physics. I'm sure there's
There's ways.
so many wonderful things out in the world now that people can learn to
to do
help
tricks, yeah,
people.
to do
get
things,
well.
yeah. The what do you call it? The quantum healing, and there's all kinds of stuff out there now.
Yeah.
You can move people's bones just by looking at them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's prayer.
That too.
Don't forget prayer.
Yeah.
I understand there's somebody
Oh, the theta
in the
healing
world
is
that
prayer.
does a lot of prayer and does dental work in the process for people. Lots of yeah, there's so many
You heard
different
about
things.
theta healing? That's prayer.
I have heard about that, actually.
Yeah, that's basically getting in touch with something higher, and then you healed.
right. Yeah.
But you got to know how to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also one weekend you can learn it, but if you don't know it, you don't know it.
Or I would imagine it takes a special person who's very dedicated.
Yeah. You heal people on the phone too?
Do I?
Yeah. Can you just talk to someone and you heal them?
Oh, let me tell you about
Yeah.
Bowen.
Yeah.
you can work on someone
Or on the phone, over far away.
and be working on somebody else. So you could have
Patient somewhere
you could
else.
have a person, a model that you're working on, so that the person who's far away would have the benefit.
Can feel it.
Yeah.
Well, tether healing is like that. You can heal someone on the other side of the world, you know.
Right, right.
So it must be some kind of connection somewhere.
I think a lot of it is intention, and because it's energy, working with energy, that would be the reason that you could affect it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's also emotional things you can help with it, right?
With Bowen?
I mean, if someone is bipolar, can you help them?
Bipolar is a really special area.
You didn't get
what
into
I
it.
understand about being people who have bipolar disorder is that there is something missing, and that even herbal medicine doesn't necessarily, and I could be wrong,
It's
it is
moody people.
They need something actually that's missing.
Okay.
So and I don't think Bowen addresses that.
Okay, okay. I just asked,
it wouldn't,
just in case.
Yeah, and herbal medicine, I believe, wouldn't also.
Okay,
that's my understanding.
Okay, so you were asked
It's a
that
special
question
animal.
before.
Well, actually, I do herbal medicine, and I work with Chinese combination herbs, and I work with Western single herbs. And I believe I asked my teacher about it.
Okay.
And she said, "Oh no."
So there are a few herbs that you can take for mood enhancing or whatever.
Oh, sure. Yeah. There's lots of herbs
for affecting the mood. Yeah.
Affecting the mood. Yeah. Depression.
That's great. So so the procedure. You said it could be one time or several times, and can you after examining a person, can you tell how long it's going to take?
No, you can't know how long it'll be.
You don't know.
No, and
the patient will tell you on the phone.
They'll tell you if they're feeling better, and you can see things improving immediately.
Okay.
There's one particular thing that will show up immediately, and that is raising one's arms.
Okay.
So if you do the shoulder procedure and certain other inputs, a person who couldn't raise their arm would be able to raise their arm all the way to their ear. So that's an immediate thing that you can see.
So the best thing to do is to give a demonstration, maybe, and then people can see what it's about.
Exactly.
Do you want to do it here
taster
today? Here?
Yeah.
Is that good enough here?
Is there enough room?
No, I mean, is there enough space on this table?
Oh, on the table?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a large table. You want to give it a shot? This way you don't have to travel to another location.
I could show you. Well, we could test you and see if someone's arms go up, and then we can. If they go up all the way, then of course we don't have we don't have something that's affected. But if they don't go up all the way, then we can do the Bowen and see if it changes it.
Okay. Yeah.
So
it won't work for me because my hand do go up. I mean, I have no problem with that. So you work with things that are really acute then.
Well, let's just put it like this. Let's say a person has their arm down by their side, and they don't know if their arm goes all the way up freely or not. So there's a test.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe their arm goes this high, or maybe it goes this high, or maybe it goes this high.
Okay.
But all the way high is this high.
Right.
Without any
pain.
Changing of the body position.
Okay.
So yeah.
So how about the lower body, like lower back pain and things like that? You cannot test how high your leg can go? Is that the way you do it?
No, with lower back pain, we simply do the Bowen procedures that are required for low back pain.
Okay.
Now, low back pain could be any number
Sitting all
of
day and
things.
sitting too much.
Yeah, so it could be an injury, it could be posture, it could be sitting too much, it could be sitting incorrectly, it could be an injury, it could be so many different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So different people have different cases, I guess.
Yeah.
So, so you recommend it, right?
Do I recommend Bowen?
Yeah.
Sure, I recommend Bowen.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you've been doing it how long?
And then it's always important to know when Bowen isn't appropriate.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Now, for instance, let's say you fall and hit your head,
Mm-hmm.
and you fell on concrete.
Okay.
You really need to go to the doctor
First.
And it's important. People can die from head injuries
Oh.
and concussions. So it's really important to find out
With an
if
X-ray.
if there's a concussion and if there's bleeding and if, because people do die that way.
Oh, okay. That's really extreme cases.
And it happens a lot.
It does?
People do get head injuries. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Even kids, especially kids.
They can
Kids
fall.
can be really mean on the playground.
Oh.
And they don't know what they're doing, and they can injure each other without realizing that it could hurt them really badly.
Oh.
Um,
And sometimes they're not even aware they hurt themselves?
they're not aware that they hurt somebody by hitting them.
Hmm.
Accidents happen all the time, baseball bats, falling. There's lots of ways people can get injured. So
Okay.
it's important to have those things checked out at the hospital or with a doctor, and maybe a scan.
Okay, so you don't
Yeah.
even touch it at that point until you know for sure that it's curable.
Well, we want to make sure that the person is not going to die,
Of course.
so they have to be observed.
Okay.
The other thing is, or scanned, or both, spending time maybe under observation for a day or two. It depends on how bad the fall is. But you hear about people falling in the tub
Oh, okay.
or out of the tub, or slipping in a tub and
Right.
hitting their head against something really hard, like
Like
the
in
floor or
hospitals?
the door or the the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
tile or
yeah.
something like
You're
that.
talking
That's
about
a very serious injury. Or
that's
people fainting.
seniors. No?
Well, seniors and young people.
Really?
How about ski accidents?
Wow.
You can get hurt.
So how do people think about calling you when it's not that bad?
People might have something that persisted and they weren't able to get some help someplace else, and they can try Bowen.
Okay.
If people know about Bowen, of course, then it's a little bit easier for them to call. And a lot of times I get people who, like for instance, let's say somebody who's in construction, pulling let's say their job is upstairs, and they have to pull a tub, a very heavy piece of equipment for the bathroom
Okay.
upstairs, and then maybe they wrench their back trying to pull something heavy up.
Yeah.
So if they come to
Or
me
people
right
who-
away, maybe I can affect it immediately, and they will only see me one time.
Okay. Of
maybe.
people who lift bundles all the time.
Lifting is really a good
Very
way to get
common.
injured.
Yeah, like people who work for movers.
Movers, yeah. People generally don't lift things correctly. So,
So that's
but
what
I think basically the human being was not really designed to be standing. And I think as soon as the human being became a vertical creature, that's when basically a lot of problems started to occur. And that's just an opinion I have.
But I also heard the opposite. I heard that the human being is not meant to sit down all day. That's why
they're not meant to sit
that's
down
why
all
they
day.
have now the desk where you can also do walking while
I think
you work.
walking, and because also it's interesting to note that to integrate Bowen after a Bowen session, we ask our clients to
What do you do all day? Oh, to walk.
because that integrates it.
Okay.
Yeah, the movement helps integrate Bowen. So sitting all day is, everybody knows sitting all day behind a desk isn't healthy.
Yeah, and they
Sitting
say
in front of a computer.
yeah, they say people who sit all day die much earlier than people who
Yes,
don't.
being
You heard that?
sedentary. Yes, it's
Yeah.
sedentary.
Yeah.
So it's important for people who do sit a lot of for their job to go out and exercise and take
Yeah.
breaks and go to a gym or walk,
Okay.
take walks, do
Yeah.
other things,
Yeah,
swim.
you remind yourself that you can move.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but with your job, you move a lot, right?
Me,
Yeah.
I get to stand.
Oh, stand.
And I get to sit sometimes doing my job. I get to carry the table. I get to.
So
a
where
lot of
you
different
work in
things.
hospitals?
No, I work in the. I have a space that I can work at, or sometimes I come and visit people when people are injured so severely that they cannot get to me. Then I will go to them.
Mm. So, and do you actually call the profession that are the most affected? Like, do you call movers and say, I am a Bowen specialist?
No,
or you don't?
I haven't done that.
No, no, you
haven't
don't
done
tell
that.
people that's what you do.
Well, I tell people that what I do, but I don't go to groups. But that's a good idea.
No, I mean, if it's a profession that's the most affected,
Oh, the professions that are most affected? Well, musicians are really affected by what they do.
Oh, they are?
People who play trumpets,
Trumpets, yes.
people who work on computers. People are affected in ways that they don't realize
Okay.
they could be affected.
Yeah, mine is, personally, I mean, I shouldn't say it, but mine is work-related, carrying something heavy on my right shoulder for years. So,
There you go.
see?
Yeah,
So it
so-
happens.
And I was a photographer for years.
And what did you have to carry? A tripod?
I carried lots of equipment.
Oh.
When you hold a camera, you hold it a certain way. It's not like you hold it you brace the cameras for so there's less vibration, less movement, and you're holding one side of your body differently than the other side.
And over the years, it accumulates.
Yeah, and over the years, your body changes, and
then you
You
finally
can
get the wake-up
see.
call. You finally get something that say, oh, you have been doing it
oh
long.
yeah, I loved photography. Let me tell you.
You
Carrying
still do
equipment.
it, no?
Once in a while for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a good photographer for fashion, right? Or
I
just
love
portrait?
fashion. That's
Oh.
one of my favorite.
Yeah, Thursday I was a
Thanks.
fashion show at Macy's. I
Oh,
taped
yeah?
it. It was
Oh,
very
did
nice.
you?
Yes,
Oh,
it was a
that's great.
fashion event, the whole Union Square.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
How
all
much
the
fun.
all the stores participated.
Where was the runway?
The runway was on the third floor, women's wear. But then after the runway, the models posed for all the designers. Like there were about 20 designers.
Oh, yeah.
So they came.
Right.
They came and showed different clothes of the different designers.
Mm-hmm.
And then at Union Square itself, it was a lot of giveaways like
Mm-hmm.
MAC free makeup and then all
Oh,
kinds of other things.
really? Oh, I would
Yeah.
have liked to have been at that event.
Yes, that's true. I got the free
That's
makeup. And
great.
yeah, you should always check Union Square events and it will tell you what's happening every
Yeah.
weekend.
Did any of the models fall down in those fancy shoes?
Well, actually, they were very high shoes, actually,
Yeah?
high heeled, yes. I was worried for them. I said, how can
I
you walk with
know.
that?
Sometimes you can tell that they're not doing it. It's not easy.
Yeah,
And
the-
the sprained ankle
Happens.
is something that Bowen can help
Yeah,
immediately.
I got that one time.
Yes. Mhm.
That's- Okay, so we covered a little bit about what profession is affected by.
Everything. Bowen has so many uses.
Okay.
It really does.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Christine, I'm sure you are publicly listed, and your name has appeared the whole time. So, Christine, it was a pleasure to chat with you. You're such a wonderful guest today.
Oh, thank you, Aline, for inviting me.
You answered
It
most.
was fun.
Yes, it was fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.